in.
Rolling in. So we are about to hear and watch a fresh, low percent run here at the JRTA Marathon from BluntBunny. I am Scrivo, joined by Mishrek. We will be telling you all about it. And the last time BluntBunny ran Link to the Past on the JRTA Marathon channel, it resulted in 2 of the top 3 clips ever at the JRTA Marathon channel. So you are guaranteed...
It's very true.
You are guaranteed that something will happen. I'm not telling you it's going to be good. I'm not telling you it's going to be bad. But like a train wreck, you won't be able to look away.
Well, I'm not racing Andy, so...
Yeah, true. But
as long as it's punny, we're good to go.
Okay.
All right, before we get started here, I just want to make sure that from the chat, does the audio balance sound good? Can you hear everybody okay? And actually, Rename, do you want to give an update too?
Yeah. Hello, this is me speaking again. Am I good? Am I balanced?
Which person's quiet?
I think I'm good. I sounded fine on there.
Yeah, let me know if I might need to turn my mic up a little bit.
Am I quiet?
Everybody's fine, actually. I can hear everybody.
Nice.
Okay.
Okay. I think we're ready when you're ready.
Okay. I guess just give me a countdown.
3,
Okay.
2, 1, go.
Right. So you guys really wanted to see low percent, so definitely happening.
We may or may have not influenced the vote.
I heard it. I was like, I don't know. This is really close, but you guys clutched it out at the last minute. So.
All right. Well, I suppose we should probably explain what it is that they donated for. Low percent is a no major glitches category where you get the bare minimal items to complete the game. So that means there are no safeties, no bottle, no net, no blue mail, no red mail, no sandcart, and also no blue boomerang or upgraded shields. And they will be rolling with the Master Sword at maximum, which means that when we get to Ganon, you will see a fresh 52 spin attacks to take down the blue pig. If he is also not allowed to get the mushroom and not allowed to get the powder. So he will be getting by solely on his own skill, guile, and cunning.
And some luck.
This is basically hard mode of the any percent category, so to say. It's just there's a lot more RNG in this category, and everything beyond Thieves Town is going to be much harder because normally you take the Tempered Sword, and bosses are just going to be much more difficult, especially our boy Cold Stare.
It's pretty much an NMG run up until Thieves Town, just without the boomerang.
Yep. Which I need to remember not to grab.
Yes, don't grab the boomerang, Blunt.
Otherwise, the run's invalidated. I'll also need to be reminded after Thieves Town not to grab it.
Yes. Well, we will make sure. Normally we would watch to see if it happens, but for the sake of the marathon, we will make sure that you don't make any unnecessary mistakes.
You shouldn't go there anyway because he's going to be running a different rupee route, and actually, it's a new rupee route, fairly recent, maybe only a few months old.
Yeah, actually, a few months ago, it was. So everybody who's played Link to the Past probably has heard of the Houlihan Room. It's a special room in the game used as an error handling room that has 200 some odd rupees in it. And we actually found a few months ago a way to work it into the low percent route as a way to get rupees faster, since there's a 300 chest that we're not able to get. So you'll be seeing that. You'll also be seeing some tree poles to get rupees, which will explain the mechanics of that when we get there. We will have that coming up. Right now,
Yeah.
we're just making our way through the escape, where not much happens, but and we're not going to talk about pumping.
Huh?
Matching all the buttons. It's just mashing buttons. That's all it is.
That is all it is. That is what I learned from the Disney Channel.
Yep. I guess if you guys don't want to talk about pumping, I mean, it's just a movement manipulation mechanic. Mash. Pretty much.
I also got some donations whenever you guys got a chance.
Okay.
Yeah, because those donations are going towards a Japanese 1.0 cart during this run. Is that correct?
Oh, is it 1.0? Did we figure that out?
Yeah,
I
we
believe
had
so,
it
yeah.
confirmed. It is. It.
Okay.
I did get that confirmed from Retro Psycho. It is a Japanese 1.0 cart, so it is the speedrunning version. So,
Oh
beautiful.
boy.
All right. So we got a donation from XL. Donated $60. Says, let's go. And then we just got a donation in, a $10 donation from CFB. That says, please put this money towards BluntBunny getting a pub sub after his run for National Sandwich Day.
Yo, thanks, dude.
We got that down for you, CFB.
based
and
CFB.
like what was just mentioned, there we are still in the first little section of the marathon here. So if you donate at least $5, you do get a link to the past SFC cart. You're entered for a chance to win that. And it is version 1.0, you said, the speedrunning version.
That is
So,
correct.
That can be your entry into a link to the past speedrunning right there, just with a $5 donation during this game. And then as for the incentives we have coming up, since we met most of the immediate ones, the next one coming up is Dragon Quest, bring Princess Laura to Dragon Lord, Bomberman 64, play on hard difficulty, and Cave Story, get Curly's panties. Those last two have not been donated towards yet, so get your donations in, as well as vote for your favorite anime. Gotta represent.
Favorite anime is King of the Hill, by the way.
Nice.
Samurai Pizza Cats, and that's not an ironic answer.
You're so bad.
All right, let's back those up with donations, boys.
Working on it, my man.
Actually, one thing I want to point out too quickly, on the second tab of the incentives page, you can view file names too. Nobody's donated for those yet, so if you want to get file names in for some of the games later in the week, later in the weekend, I should say, it's pretty much free reign right now. You can go for whatever name you want.
The next one coming up, I believe, and it's going to be tomorrow, is Donkey Kong Country 3's file name.
Oh boy. Part of that race too.
So it's a really clean escape. It's really important to not take a lot of damage in the escape because you don't get the sand cart refill. So Blunt's looking in a good spot with his health at least right now, and he's going to do the hula hand setup here shortly. You'll see him kind of hop off the ledge into the water and bounce back 3 times, and then he'll fall into the little pit, and it should put him right in the hula hand room if he executes it correctly.
Yep, basically, by offsetting the camera when you fall in the hole, the game does not know where to put you, so it throws you in the hula hand room. Hula hand room, for those that aren't aware of it, back in the day when Final Fantasy I came out, there was a competition for subscribers of Nintendo Power to take a picture of a rare 1 in 128 encounter Warmech. If you sent in a picture of Warmech and you were the first one to do so, you would be featured in a Nintendo game. And for whatever reason, it took them all the way until Link to the Past came out to fulfill that contest. And Chris Houlihan was the winner of that contest and has his own secret room.
It's kind of nice that it puts you at Link's house because you get to skip all the Octorok RNG. Makes life a little bit easier here. And 200 rupees, 205 rupees, so that's really good. That saves him having to pick up a chest. Or I guess there's a couple different ways you could go about it, but it makes...
Yes, technically the hula hand room isn't faster. It's it just makes the run consistent. So you don't have to worry about so many rupee drops in the beginning of the game. So it's just much easier to just get the rupees there instead of farming for them.
Yeah, you don't have to worry about You don't have to worry about 2 tree pulls. I believe you're only going to do 1 tree pull later, if that's correct.
Yes. So
What I like about it is it's really easy to do. It's not a difficult trick at all.
It's not considered a major glitch, which some people like to bring up. It isn't intended. You were intended to find that room, I guess. Maybe not in that way, but I don't know. I guess.
So we are here in Eastern Palace now. You're actually about to see the first so-called trick of the run. This Stelphos room that Blunt is entering normally has 4 Stelphos in it, but by moving into the room in a certain way, throwing the pot right and throwing the pot left, you kill the 2 before they spawn on the left and right, and moving in that way, the top one spawns outside of the room, the bottom one tries to spawn on a pot, they never spawn, you can kill 2 and move on.
I always get 3. I wonder why.
I believe
There's some reasons. Don't answer that. Don't answer that.
Also trying to remember that I don't have the boomerang. Otherwise, we get a nice text box that pops up. That's hey,
Oh, yeah.
not magic.
No magic. Just some slightly different strats that you have to employ when you don't have the blue boomerang.
Also, this room's a little bit scary with 3 hearts.
Normally, you're supposed to kill all the enemies in the room to cause those 4 anti-fairies in the middle to spread so you can get to the button, but by using a damage boost off the Popo, you can use Link's iframes to pick up the pot and hit the button. It is going to give you a heart and a half of damage, but it is certainly quicker than moving throughout the room and killing all the enemies.
Bill Eastern.
Let's see, we actually do have a couple more donations. If you guys got a chance?
Yeah, go ahead.
We've got $20 from Red Shifter. It says, starting the degeneracy train towards Curly's panties. So we got some money down on that now. And then LV Creed donates $50. Said, all of my hype for JRTA. I'm always glad to help to get our Japanese runners to AGDQ. This donation will go towards Mega Man 8 being played on the Saturn. Also, stay tuned for future donations. I may need chat to help me out. See you soon. Thank you for those donations. Let's see. And Dragon Quest is the next incentive being met. And we are actually roughly about halfway there already for that donation. We have $60 down for that. We need 150 total for that. So if you need something to put down for, that is our next incentive to be met. So you can put down your donation towards Dragon Quest. Bring Princess Laura to the Dragon Lord.
All right, so you saw the quick kill on Armos. By firing off those arrows quickly enough, you can kill the last Armos before it has a chance to go red and respawn itself. Normally it would take at least... normally you have to, when that last one goes red, you have to kill it with 3 more arrows, but you can get that last one in and take itself before it regens. So.
His health resets. That's why you put 2 arrows into him before they start to rotate in the room.
Yep.
Yes, you need the boots. I know this is low percent, but you actually need the boots for 2 things in this run.
Yes, we'll need the boots coming up in Desert Palace to knock a key off of a ledge, and that's to get the book to get into Desert Palace. Yes. So speaking of Desert Palace, that's where we are going to head now. This game is actually pretty linear in how it presents to you items and then expects you to use them. So you'll see Desert Palace is comprised of a lot of big open spaces that we can use these boots to dash through. And of course, we'll need them to progress into Desert Palace with that book. So you're also going to see, we saw it once already, but you're going to see one of the Japanese 1.0 minor glitches here, spin speed. By releasing your spin attack and then pressing A on the first frame of the spin animation, puts Link into a glitch state where it doesn't know if he's in walking speed or dashing speed, and then touching a manual staircase will allow him to move freely at the 4 pixels per frame dashing speed. So we'll see that about a half a dozen times throughout the run. Here's another one. There are 4 minor glitches that you'll see throughout the run. We have the spin speed, you will see item dashing, you will see fake flippers, and you will see mirror block erasing. And we'll point all of those out as they come up. Those minor glitches are what you will be able to do if you donate a minimum of $5 and get entered in that chance to win a Link to the Past Japanese 1.0 cart. So make sure you get those donations in, because you too can be a Link to the Past speedrunner. Just
You too.
and love your life as much as BluntBunny loves his.
Yeah, that's right. I'm happy.
Hey, so how long ago did you get your cart out of the litter box to do this run?
When did my run start?
Okay.
Nice.
Okay, so probably about 14 seconds before the run started. So about 14 minutes ago.
Was it on top of or beneath the
buried.
DKC3 cart?
It was buried. It was all the way at the bottom,
So it was below the DKC3 cart. Okay.
which also needs to be used for tomorrow's race.
All right, so as we mentioned, Desert Palace, a lot of big open spaces. Here's the key that you need the boots to knock off the ledge. And Desert Palace, at the end of it, we're going to find probably the most, other than Aghanim, the worst RNG boss in the game. The Landmola's 3 worms that hop out of the sand and move in random directions. It is every time that they have to go through a cycle of hopping out, it's about 6 to 7 seconds, and it is probably the most annoying and difficult to optimize boss in the game.
For how little RNG there is in Desert, Landmo certainly makes up for it.
Correct. Yeah, that cannonball room that Blunt just went through is probably the only real RNG that you have to worry about in the entire desert segment. There's a few patterns of cannonballs you can get when you enter the room, and the runners that have good times generally can recognize and react quickly enough to not get hit.
1 second variance in that room, and then the other bit of RNG is in the second half of Desert with the Popos, which you'll see. I'm going to be going for this pretty risky spin speed here. It's about a half second.
Yes, the Desert 2 spin speed.
So when you're in spin speed state, you can actually instant pop off a ledge. So if I move down too far, I'll actually fall off the ledge there and have to make a nice detour back to that ledge.
Making it look easy.
You are going to see real quick here, key dashing. If you normally when you dash into a locked door, you'll bonk off of it, but by lining up on a multiple of 4 pixels away from the unlock trigger, you will unlock the door and continue dashing through it. So you see that a few times here in Desert, and you'll see it throughout the run anywhere that there's a convenient lineup.
That room there that Blunt was just in, and this one as well. This is the other RNG. Sometimes the Popos can be right next to the door, which is the fastest way, so Blunt was not lucky there.
Never lucky.
Speaking of never lucky.
See how our favorite wormy friends treat us? And by us, I mean Blunt.
All right, here we go. So the minimum that you can get in RTA is a 2 cycle. Each worm takes 4 arrows to take down. And
that
is unfortunate. So we're gonna see a 4 cycle here.
I thought he had 1 left, or 2 left. That's not bad. 4 cycles, not something I prefer, but
It was really close.
Yeah, it's
also
you expect a 3, hope for a 2, and you can live with a 4. But anything beyond that is disheartening.
Yeah. Coming up on another minor glitch.
We're gonna see the fake flippers trick here. So in the Japanese 1.0 version, if you jump into the water, you have 1 frame of movement before the game checks to see if you have flippers. So you're going to see Blunt use a setup here. Do you use the bush slash setup?
Yes.
Okay, so you can see him slash a bush here, and during the sword animation, he's going to hold upright. That puts him in a perfect position to jump into the water 1 pixel away from the screen transition, and he can transition before the game checks for flippers, allowing him to swim. And he's got to get to that whirlpool before he gets hit, which he did. If you get hit during the fake flipper state and you're not on the screen that you jumped into the water on, the game soft locks, you're done.
Yeah. I mean, in a marathon setting, I would have just saved and quit there, but it's banned in this category, so it would invalidate the run, technically, based on the rule set. But yeah, getting hit on that screen, the game tries to place you on the previous screen, which the coordinates don't exist on that screen. So you just get placed off screen somewhere, I guess.
Just so you know, in about 2 minutes, we're going to have the Hera tile room coming up. So if you have any other donations to read, that will be a fantastic time to do so.
Yes.
In the meantime, Blunt is picked up an old man in a dark alley, as he is known to do. And he is going to take him back to his place.
Wow.
He's going to take his mirror and run.
So we're here on the aggro crag, Death Mountain, dodging the pieces of the crag. Do you have it?
Got hit once.
Yes. Blunt has the guts to make it through.
The squirrels were cooperative there. Cabbages didn't rain too much.
All right, did he get the... Okay, so there's another piece of tech called quick warps. Basically, if you can enter a warp or mirror while the camera is set, not Link's position, but the camera's position is set to a specific offset of pixels, it actually cuts short the warp animation by a good number of frames. I believe it's 14 frames each time.
34 frames.
Oh, 34 frames. So it's a full half a second each time. So, you know, for example, just there on those 2 warps, you can save 1 second just by entering the portal and hitting the mirror. But we're here in the tile room, so let's get some donations if we have some ready.
Okay. We actually have one from someone named Scrivo. Not sure if you guys have heard of him.
He's an idiot.
Yeah. $5 from Scrivo. Says BluntBunny knob.
Oh, yeah.
Comment there. Nice little emote. And actually, let's see. So coming up once again, we do have Dragon Quest incentive coming up, and Bomberman 64 coming up. So if you guys want to donate, put towards that. And also, we have going for the entire marathon the favorite anime bid war going on. So if you've got an anime you want to represent, please donate with that. And so far, I Ate Your Pie is not winning in the anime contest. He won last time, so we're doing a good job of overthrowing him this year. As well as the grand prize for if you donate at least $25 cumulative donation during the entirety of this marathon, you are entered for a chance to win a Super Famicom complete with Super Donkey Kong 1, 2, and 3. So once again, if your donations total at least $25 throughout the marathon, you are entered to win that prize package as well.
It's a pretty good prize.
Mm-hmm.
What was the favorite anime last year?
I think it was I Ate Your Pie, right?
I mean, what was the anime?
Yeah,
I Ate Your Pie.
Oh, that's what it's called. Okay.
Yeah.
I Ate Your Pie, himself was the winner for best anime.
Bomb jump coming up real quick here. We should probably mention that. So by placing the bomb and having Link 6 pixels or less... Sorry. 6 pixels or less away, he can bonk off the wall during the explosion animation, and the bomb boost will send him across. If he can get 2 pixels away from the hole, the bomb will send him across without the bonk. So we have 4 of those bomb jumps in the run, 1 in Hera, 1 in Skull, 1 in Pod, and 1 in Ice Palace.
Just turn this frame perfect.
We've got Moldorm now, probably the next Trolliest RNG boss after land mode, just because his movement is very unpredictable. And if you don't know how to read and react to it, you can get sent down that center hole where fun times await.
Man, he was not very friendly.
No, he was not actually. Really.
Gonna be extremely safe, and then sometimes when you play it too safe on this boss, you can get punished for it, which I kind of did, but I didn't want to fall, so.
But now we have 3 pendants, and we can go get the most powerful sword that we will see for the rest of the run.
Yeah.
There's another spin speed, by the way.
But I was wondering, yes, it says this is a pedestal seed.
Oh, get out.
we do get the hammer, which
that does.
Can we donate to get rid of the runner?
well, you'd have to run low percent then, Scream Up.
Lash ban BluntBunny.
Not even that was good taste for me. Wow.
Tree
All right,
poles.
so tree rupees. So he's going to pull the tree, and he's going to get blue rupees because he has killed 4 enemies, but he has also taken damage. So now that he's pulled that tree, it has reset the kill counter, and he has to kill 4 more enemies without taking damage, and then pull another tree, and that will cause 4 reds. So if you pull a tree without killing 4 enemies, you get 4 greens. If you kill 4 enemies but you take damage, you get blues. If you kill 4 enemies but you don't take damage, you get reds. And that you can pull a number of trees. You can pull paintings in the Dark World. You can pull the right paw of Turtle Rock if for whatever reason you need money late game. But
yeah, that's probably one of the latest optimizations found for this rule set for all the categories, because you used to just be able to get the Shirashila rupees.
ACMLM found that, correct?
Yeah, he found it in the assembly code, I think.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. They thought it was, I think originally they thought it was just like random or something when you pulled trees. But then they found, I guess he found the counter in the code or something.
Yeah, we're lucky enough to have a few really smart people that are into running this game. You got people like ACMLM, Poor Little Pincus, that have gotten very deep into the code of the game and have provided us ACMLM with the save state code, and Poor Little Pincus with the fantastic practice hack that basically have made learning the game so much more accessible. I feel so sorry for you old boys that had to deal with Game Saver.
Yeah, he really revolutionized practicing this game. Like it's insane. I don't think he realized he'll never admit to it, but he definitely did. Like it just made things so much easier.
He helped with the Super Metroid ROM hack as well, which is basically the same in terms of impact that it had that the ALTTP one has.
Yeah, I've told Pincus he is the only reason that I have a sub 130. It would not have happened without that practice hack. So if you are interested in running the game, feel free to pop into the link to the past Discord and we will hook you up with it. We are here in Aga's Tower, seeing a nice little strat here that was made by a Japanese runner, Pui, to kill those gold knights quickly. And then here you're going to see Blunt dash kill these 2 blue guards. So there are prize packs. Wow, Helpasaur King just got bodied by Nightbot. So there are prize packs in the game, basically, that groups of enemies drop groups of prizes in a particular order. By dash killing those 2 blue guards, when you kill an enemy with a dash, it will not drop anything. So you preserve the position in that prize pack, which starts out Heart Fairy. What we can do then is save that fairy drop for Turtle Rock, where it is more often than not needed because of a damage boost strat that you'll see later on. So that's can't remember who found that the fairy optimization, but it's pretty important for a lot of runners to get through Turtle Rock alive. But other than that, Aga's Tower here is just a lot of kill a bunch of enemies to proceed rooms. That's a really nice red guard room right there. I like that strat. And then on to the Circle of Pots. Now, Circle of Pots is one of the rooms that's different because normally you would boomerang that key in the middle, but instead he's going to bait the red guard to get out of his way, kill the middle red guard, get the key, and move on.
Yeah, that was That was actually good. Sometimes he'll see you and it makes the room pretty difficult.
We are coming up to everybody's favorite BS wizard, Aghanim. So, ladies and gentlemen, place your bets. Pick a number, 0 to 15. Just how boned will BluntBunny be?
What's your pick, Scrivo?
Oh, I'm always all in for the 15. I want another member of the club.
15?
I want another member of the club, baby.
I'll go with 3.
CFB was 17. Come on.
17.
You would, CFB. You would.
So the way that the Aga fight works, for those that don't know, it is a 5 attack cycle. The first attack is a guaranteed energy shot that you can reflect. Attacks 2, 3, and 4 are a 50-50. You're either going to get the energy shot or you're going to get blue balls. And phrasing, Steven. And the 5th shot is going to be lightning, which you just get out of the way. So every blue ball costs approximately 6 seconds, and then blue balls 3, 7, and 11 and 15 cost an extra 6 seconds because they will trigger a lightning cycle.
King's dead because I did get an energy ball. We're actually on pace for 11 still, I think. Now we're on pace for 7. Right? Let's just not get slow. We'll get 3. Looks like it's 3.
What? Okay. Gonna be 3.
Nice.
3 doesn't count because, you know, that's the most common. So.
Yeah, so the way the math works out, 3 is the most common to get. I've actually had somebody with a master's in mathematics explain it to me before, and my eyes kind of glossed over and I fell asleep. But 3 is the average.
Wait, does Help a Store tell you? Let's see.
Yep,
Oh, there you
there's...
go.
Yep.
Those are your probabilities. So yeah, you can actually pretty much play the lottery and have a better chance of winning that than getting 15.
Actually, getting 15, the odds are 1 in 32,768.
So you got it, and didn't Andy get it as well?
Yes, and I believe Crocovile has also gotten it, but it was offline. I'm the only idiot dumb enough to get it while streaming.
In studios couldn't afford it.
Yes. Won a trip to Nickelodeon Studios where you can get your own jar of slime from the set of the hit TV show You Can't Do That on Television. All right, so we are on to the Dark World where the difficulty kicks up here in the diddly Dark World. Pod is our first dungeon. We've got some money to give to a greedy little monkey hiding in the shrubs. Really, when you try to explain this game in words, it's very weird. But for some reason, this greedy little monkey has the key to
words like diddly dark.
Well, hey, it's the diddly dark world. That's what they call it. But for whatever reason, this greedy little monkey is the only one that knows to hop on top of Palace of Darkness to hit a button to open it up. And conveniently, as plot MacGuffins go, that monkey lets us move on through the game.
We get the hammer here.
Yep, we're gonna get the hammer here. We're gonna see the one of the 2 big bomb jumps in the game, as far as time saves go. The hammer jump, which is a double pixel perfect trick. So we'll explain that as it comes up.
Nice thing about the hammer is it does tempered sword damage, so it will help a lot on some of the bosses, especially Trinex, maybe Cold Stare, depending on what strat Blunt uses.
Is Scrivo 45 years old? No, but I do have 2 kids, so I may as well be.
Close.
I am.
Your kids instantly makes you 45.
It is,
gotcha.
yes.
Yes.
I am a giant walking dad joke, and I make no apologies.
Yeah.
All right, so we are now heading towards the hammer jump. There is a collapsing bridge that normally you would just dash across and make your way to the right side and get a key, and then to the left side through a maze to get the hammer, but ain't nobody got time for that. So with a pixel-perfect positioning of the bomb, and then a pixel-perfect positioning, y-axis pixel-perfect positioning, x-axis has a lot of leeway. You can damage boost Link into a rail. Shut up, it's not clipping. This is still no major glitches. Everybody look away. We're not going out of bounds here at all. And now he's got a hammer.
Easy every time.
I like to. That's more of a mechanic use.
It's a clip. It's a clip.
And you know what?
You know what?
I'm just
cheating.
trying to justify inclusion in this route, but whatever.
But now that we have the hammer, we are going to move on through the rest of the dungeon and find the Helmasaur King hiding at the end.
Josh is here just in time to see that wasn't a sexy statue.
He's also repping Team Dataface, winner of the relay race.
Not only was that not a sexy statue, that was an ugly.
Yeah.
Unattractive statue.
But a nice mimics room, so you made up for it.
Take care,
Joe.
Josh.
Oh, thanks, Helpasaur King. Really helps the stream.
Oh boy. Can the commentators explain why the category is called low percent? Is there a percent counter in the game? There is not, but Helpasaur, yeah, you got it. Basically, it's just a horrible trope in speedrunning where we attach percent signs to things that are not numbers.
Oh, this is bad. One got away from me.
Turtle Party?
Just poked the one turtle. I went too far down.
No damage, though.
/ban CFB.
Okay. Whenever you guys get a chance to, I got a couple donations.
We're coming up to a crystal cutscene, and that will be any time that you see the crystal spinning on the screen will be a great time for donations. So, but we got Helmasaur. So hammer 17 hits takes off the mask. One of the things that you can do is fire that 17th hammer off while fireballs are on the screen. If you break the mask during that, like Blunt just did, it actually despawns the fireballs. Now he's going to get 4 hammers in. Holding the sword out makes the hammer hitbox bigger. Please don't die. Okay.
Yeah.
Woo. He lived to fight another boss, and now would be a fantastic time for some donations.
Just an update to you guys. Hold on a second. There's a little bit of video hiccuping going on. We're looking at it. We think it's on Blunt's end, though.
Is it?
I'm not. It's the RTMP stream is fine for me. I'm only seeing it on my Twitch feed.
Okay, well, I'm not dropping any frames to Twitch, so I'm seeing it on the actual RTMP that I'm pulling it from.
Yeah, I'm not. My.
You want me to do something on my end? It's not saying I'm dropping frames, but I can like restart it if it'll fix it.
I think it's okay for now. If it comes up again, I'll let you know. Just wanted to let you know.
Okay. Yeah, that's. It said I dropped 236 frames. Was it like just now?
Yeah, it was pretty recently.
Okay. Oh, you. What? Maybe it's a good time.
Okay, so we just had wow.
What? I've never seen that happen before.
We not only did we have a pop-in from Runner Watcher who decided to sit on Link's face, but we also saw Spearguard get in on the action. That's not common at all.
I've never seen the Spearguard do that ever.
Unreal. I've never even seen him over there before.
All right. Well, here's item dashing. By dashing and using an item on the same frame in the Japanese 1.0 version, in this case the hammer, it lets you just knock down a row of pegs all at once. So you'll see that a few times throughout the run. But we're going to stop and see this tree boy thing about a musical instrument. Get some fast travel up in this.
Can he get the first try dig? Yes, he can.
All right. So now that we have the flute, we're going to go play it for a statue, as one does when one finds a wind instrument hidden in the ground.
That's what I would do.
But first, we are going to see the fastest guard in Hyrule, Usain Bolt. For whatever reason, this red guard just can jet, so we're going to get spin speed to blow on by him, and that's all that we'll see of him.
Usain Bolt's actually named after that guard. If I remember correctly.
Right. You would actually think that we named that guard after the Olympic runner, but it turns out that Link to the Past is really popular in Jamaica. So Usain Bolt, the Olympian, is named after that guard. Yeah. Fun fact, you can surprise your friends at the next trivia night.
Nobody saw what I just did there. Just don't worry about it. Just doing a side quest, collecting some apples.
Yo, the apple bapple. I did not know that that we were gonna see that DLC in this run.
Yeah.
I actually expected that, but I wasn't sure, so I wasn't going to say anything. Hit once, probably not, but hit twice like that, yeah.
Elway could make things really difficult. If,
Absolutely.
Damage in there. It's probably a good reason to take them.
So we're... Go ahead.
No. I was just...
We're coming up on Thieves Town now. It is... we do this dungeon out of order to get the Titan's Mitts, which normally you would do Swamp first, but it just happens to work out that you have a few other things that you need to do in this part of the map, so we do Thieves second in the Dark World.
Well, that's part of the run that's going to be similar to percent run too. So after this, I'm going to have to remember to not
get the 300 chest.
Yeah, if you want to talk about like the reason.
Okay. So there
changed.
are a number of chests in the game that have alternate values based off of what's in your inventory. For instance, the lamp can be in 3 different chests. It can be either be in Link's house, in the first chest of escape, or in the chest in Zelda's jail cell. Whenever you get the lamp, the other chests will default to their other values. The boomerang is also the same. The boomerang can be found in, I believe, 2 different... The blue boomerang can be found in, I believe, 2 different chests. We normally would pick it up in a room in Escape. If you don't pick up the blue boomerang in either of the places it can be, then a chest in Dark World Kakariko will then have the red boomerang in it. So since we don't pick up the boomerang, that chest that we would expect to have 300 rupees, it will now have the red boomerang, so we have to find another place to get the rupees. That's why we did the Houlihan room. That's to make up for those 300 that we're not going to find.
I've actually lost 1 run to grabbing that chest, like just out of muscle memory, because that's where you normally get your other 300 rupees.
And it doesn't matter what pace you're on. If you get that boomerang, you're done.
Can't undo that mistake.
Nope.
Yeah, at least with the mushroom you could theoretically undo it.
Yes. Yeah.
So we are now going to pick up a strange lady in the back of a jail cell.
Oh, yeah.
And stop off to pick up a pair of gloves that will allow us to lift heavy things.
You need, even though this is low percent. Yeah, oddly enough, low percent really wouldn't be possible without the no major glitches restriction, because the any percent for this game don't finish with anything. You don't even have a sword.
Right.
There's only minor differences.
So we are coming up now on the boss battle of thieves, the blind fight. Blind is a scripted fight. If you do the same thing every time, the same thing will happen every time. So we have a setup here that I believe was found by a runner Cypher, but it allows us to get the 9 hits required for blind in the same way, in a safe way, and get on with our speed run as fast as possible. It doesn't matter what sword you hit blind with, each phase is 3 hits, and we're done.
So now the run's going to start getting a bit more difficult. Much every boss fight after this is just super risky, and as well as even the next dungeon is probably the scariest dungeon, I think, in low percent, I would say.
Skullwood's overworld's really dangerous. You can take a lot of damage. You can't kill the things that you dash through that you normally could in NMG. And of course, Moth is a lot more difficult as well because you have to use spins. At least to kill it quickly, you have to use spins. And if you slash it a bunch, that works. But the longer that fight goes on, the more dangerous it gets because the spikes fly everywhere, and it's just not a fun time.
Somebody needs to put up the no vaping sign in chat. There's a lot of vaping going on. It's kind of rude. All this vaping.
No, I'm down for the vaping. It's cool.
Down for the vape. Hey, good job not getting the boomerang. Congrats.
Oh,
You guys mind if I read a couple?
Go right ahead.
Okay. We have $20 from Mighty Tooth that says, "Here's a little ALTTP love, Lil Z." And then Ella Hex donated $100 and says, "Dataface." I think I read you wanted that towards Bomberman 64, right, Ella Hex? So I put it towards that. And Ania5MK donated $5. It says, "Shoka Dance." If you want that 5 to go to anything specific, just let me know in chat. Ana.
Thanks for the data face.
Dataface. Est emote. All right, so we're here in Skull, and first room of Skull is obnoxious. You got the
Mummies.
pulling the statue around, trying to avoid some mummies. Gave a mummy a hug, but got through, not taking too much damage. So, Skull Woods, there's a lot of rooms that you're not going to see. It's probably one of the more confusing dungeons when you're just playing the game as a kid, but we're grown-ups and we do what we want, so...
It's a very helpful bush fairy. Any amount of damage at this part is really annoying and difficult to deal with.
I definitely want to take that risk.
Bomb Jump 3. Same as the Hera Bomb Jump, 6 pixels away if you bonk, 2 pixels if you don't. And we're
You can't dash
moving
through
on.
these robos, like you normally can in NMG.
Right.
Yeah, normally the Tempered Sword would kill them, but in this case, you just dash through them, and if you cancel your dash in the wrong spot, you'll take a hit from them. Wow, that beetle committed just killed itself. Wow.
It's slightly different strat there too because you can't dash through them. I practice this segment a lot in low percent, and it's amazing how different it is without Tempered Sword.
So here's the mummy room.
Really
Mummy
nice.
hallway. Well done. I think you can still hear us, but the game feed might be messed up a little bit. I believe they are working on it. So, but if you can still hear us, Blunt is dropping into Mithila now.
Yeah, audio seems to be fine.
Okay. So the Mithila Fight is pretty obnoxious with the Master Sword. First of all, you have the normal restriction that if you hit Moth into the spikes, he doesn't take any damage. But I believe you can only... okay, he's dead.
That was a really nice kill.
Yeah, that was a little scary too. It's hard to tell in this fight if some of those hits count because of the spike overriding damage.
The spins do tempered damage, I believe, right?
Yeah, the spins. Yeah, so for each sword, other than for each sword, a spin attack does the damage class next up, and a poke does the damage class next down. So a master spin is a tempered slash. and a tempered poke is a master slash. So.
Yes, and actually, spins I find personally are a little bit easier because for some reason it seems to hit them more consistently.
Yeah, the spin hitbox is a lot bigger than you would think just by looking at the animation.
Yes, and you can't, like, when you have the tempered sword, you actually can't use spins because it does gold sword damage, which Moth isn't programmed to take damage. Spins don't actually do anything.
Now it's time to go to ice, but first we got to get some flippers from a sea fish thing and a ring of rocks. Oh no, that's the Quake medallion. The fish, the flippers are at the at Zora, who lives behind a waterfall.
It's okay. I don't think you guys want to see this ice palace anyway. It's fine.
It's totally fine.
In detail what's going on here.
Actually, it looks like based off of what I'm seeing on my iPad, the stream is back, and it's not far behind what I'm seeing. So I think we're all good. We're gonna go ahead and go fishing by throwing a rock at some rocks. Really, if you just say the things that you're doing in this game out loud, it sounds so dumb.
Yeah.
It's a happy fish, though.
It is a happy catfish.
Quite pleased to throw things at you. Although I think he yells at you for disturbing him, if I'm not mistaken. I don't remember the English there.
Yeah, he's bad. Yeah, he's bad at you. He's mad at you for disturbing his slumber.
But it looks like he's smiling, so I don't understand.
But we're going to pick up some finger webs.
Good
for your
translate.
feet. For your feet.
I mean, based off a certain reading of the dialogue, you're actually just getting the feet of one of his dead children.
Nice.
So
Here, have some feet.
That's a very graphic way to put it. Never thought about it like that.
I'm not saying. I'm just, I don't think that rubber exists in Hyrule. So they're.
That's a shame.
Easy now. But.
Oh no.
All right, we're now going to get in the smallest warp in all the game.
Nice job not getting hit there.
I actually could have swam past him, but I decided not to take the chance in this segment in particular.
Having beams and ice helps tremendously in the second room and in the conveyor room.
So here in Ice Palace, probably the most dangerous boss fight. One thing you just saw there, so if you leave that room with the 3 jellies on the same frame that the last enemy dies, all the enemies, they get displaced and the dungeon becomes impassable. So you saw Blunt kill the 3rd jelly with a fire rod shot to make sure that it does not die on that same frame, and also to make sure that it does not get in his way. So we are coming up on probably the biggest sequence break in the No Major Glitches category. Normally, the Ice Palace dungeon is a big puzzle that is supposed to require a lot of backtracking, but by using a bomb jump, we're able to bypass a good portion of that puzzle and get to the end quicker. So you're going to use sword beams, take damage to get lined up with the spike to allow a clean dash all the way through the conveyor, and here's the Ice Palace bomb jump. You've got 3 X-axis positions you can place the bomb on, and then you move down a set number of pixels, and you have 3 X-axis positions you can place the bomb on, and then you move down a set number of pixels, and...
What a game. I forgot.
And you get boosted across the gap.
Just slightly off on the hammer buffer.
the menu like screwed me up. It like messed with my.
It is a weird menu. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah. Going from that's one of the biggest challenges in jumping around categories in this game
This
is
is an awesome strat. So good.
I love that. Moving around categories in the game where the menus are different, it throws you off really badly if you're not ready for it. So just like not having the boomerang there, moving from to and from the hammer.
Yeah, some of them don't make sense. You'd be like, really? I have to do this many menus to get over there? It's the fastest way.
A lot of times, it's for a lot of runners. I know for me in particular, any menu that you're supposed to wrap the menu to get to the item that you need, it takes a long time to process that. So,
Yeah.
But we're coming up on the most dangerous fight in the low percent speed run, the cold stare fight. You are expected to have the blue mail, and you're expected to have the tempered sword. You have neither. So, the falling ice crystals cause 2 hearts damage. The big puffy thing takes 4. Okay. And then it takes 6 hammers on each messed up Kirby thing to get through cold stare. I hear beeps.
I almost pooped myself. I'm not gonna lie.
Same.
And we have survived. the
Nice
cold
recovery,
fight.
Blunt.
So the cold stare fight, dying there is awful because you have to use all of your magic just to start the fight, and you need magic to get back into Ice Palace. So if you die there, you either go hunting for magic or you move on to another dungeon and come back later. But never a doubt for the BluntBunny. He is.
that was kind of scary, but the thing is with that boss is it's very difficult to get him in the bottom corner so you can get all the hammer hits on him. And since the hammer hitbox is it's too small to like when he starts to spread or whatever, it's just really hard to hit him, and you can't hit him from the bottom. It's like almost impossible. So.
Yeah, for whatever reason, the hammer hitbox seems to change sizes based off of whether or not you have your sword held out. And without the sword held out, it's very picky at times. So
It's also really difficult to predict which direction the puffs are going to go.
that's correct.
All right, so I'm doing a little bit of a route variation here. Normally you would just go to Swamp, but I'm actually going to get Ether and Ice Rod on this segment, mainly because Mire is a bit more dangerous in this category. So it's a little bit slower, but it's much safer to have full hearts for Mire instead. I remember the menus.
Since we're just on a shopping trip here, if you have any donations, now would be a good time.
Excuse me. Okay. See, no other big donations in that interim, but I will remind everyone, since we are closing in on the later half of this run, would you guys say roughly like 30, 40 minutes left, something like that?
About 30 minutes or so, yeah. Just over 30 minutes.
Yeah.
So you have about a half an hour left to donate to be entered to win a chance to win the Zelda Link to the Past cart. It's a $5 minimum donation by the time the end of this run happens. So if you donate $5, you're entered for a chance to win that cart, and it is 1.0, which means after watching this amazing low percent run, you too can get a chance to win this cart and start running on your own with that cart. And in addition, we do have a bid war that is at the very end of the marathon for Mario Party 2 or Mario Party 3. So you can put a donation towards either of those, and at the end of the marathon, the winner of those two will be played by a group of people who I think is still, we haven't said the names yet, so that might be a mystery. We'll see. Aside from that, the next incentive to be met is Dragon Quest Bring Princess Allura to the Dragon Lord, and we are roughly $70 away from meeting that. That is a few hours from now, so we still have time to meet that one as well. Aside from that, just keep spreading the word about JRTA4. Tell your buddies and family and all that. Get them in here to watch it, and keep donating and keep enjoying the stream. Happy to have you.
And I do want to take a moment while we are getting ready to enter Swamp Palace to let everybody know about a few things coming up to the Link to the Past community. Very soon. You're going to see signups for an all dungeons community showcase race. We did this a few months ago with Low Percent, where we just got everybody together and did a gigantic Low Percent race. Everybody learned a new thing, ran the Low Percent category together. We had it restreamed. It was a great time. A lot of people got to learn Low Percent. Well, we recently made a lot of discoveries involving clipping and making clipping easier with bombs and the cane. So we're going to be having an all dungeons community race. So look for signups for that. There's some great tutorials that have been created recently for the all dungeons category. We're also in January. There will be signups for a 2018 Link to the Past. Looks like it's going to be a no major glitches tournament based off of the feedback so far. So we're going to try to get signups starting in January for a tournament starting in May. So if you would like to either be on the Link to the Past All Dungeons community race or in the tournament, get into the Link to the Past Discord. We'd be happy to have you. All skill levels, even if you've never played the game before, now's a good time to learn. So we are in Swamp. Swamp is generally the same as the No Major Glitches category. It is supposed to be the second Dark World dungeon, so you're not necessarily underpowered by having the Master Sword. However, there are a few things that change, mainly the boss fight. But Swamp is just a really annoying dungeon. It's just RNG hell. Every room has an enemy that can just move right into your path and knock you down as far as health goes. And also, I would be remiss if I did not mention that Swamp is the scene of the greatest highlight in Link to the Past history, where one Andy J. Lasso beautifully yelled, "Ah, it's gonna be me. What do I even do?" If you have not seen the highlight, head over to JRTA Marathon clip page afterwards, flip to that top clips of all time, and look at that #1 clip. It's gonna be me.
It's deserving of
Just so you know, I lost to that because it was a 100% race. I lost to that. Come on.
Oh man.
It's an amazing highlight. Absolutely. I haven't laughed that much.
Good old Andy. They don't. I miss when he used to run this category for MG. Swamps are definitely fun to watch.
Andy's got quite a few good highlights.
But the most different thing about this dungeon, as far as this category goes, is that the boss is a little bit tougher. Normally in the NMG category, you can the skilled runners can pretty easily go for a zero, relatively easily go for a zero cycle strat. Is a zero cycle possible with the Master Sword?
No, 1 is the minimum you can get.
Yeah, so you're still going to see the same, probably the same hook dashing type strat, but you just can't kill the puffs in 1 slash. So
similar to the Ropas in Skullwood's Overworld, you can't kill the green slugs when you dash through them, so it just makes those rooms slightly different. It's not usually a big deal, but it can be a little bit annoying, and you can get hit a little bit more. Just slightly different RNG can cost you some time, because they're not dead when they normally are.
Not been the friendliest Swamp.
No.
I actually entered with down 5 hearts, which hasn't happened in a while.
You got hit by the crab, and you got hit by the spear pig.
And a boulder.
What? Oh yeah, that's right, the boulder too.
Are you gonna pick up some hearts in the restack room?
Yeah.
Are you gonna? Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I haven't seen those hearts in a long time, but I definitely don't want to die on Marcus.
Mm-hmm. No shame there.
I've tried to do many hearts there in low percent. If you get them with the hook shot, every once in a while it will dupe them. I don't know what the actual chances are, but sometimes it does.
The best way to cause that is actually to, I think, to go through a door transition as you pick up the hearts.
Interesting.
So he's going to try to hook the puffs while, hook dash the puffs while having the sword out. moving back and forth, trying to kill them as quickly as possible.
He's got to hit each puff twice.
And now
Nice job.
That was pretty good.
Oh, there's the clip.
And
And there goes the clip.
Nightbot
Nightbot.
doing work. Doing
Just
work right now.
bringing the band
Nightbot
stick.
needs a promotion. You guys got any more donations?
No, nothing popped in yet, but I mean, I can.
It's actually the
do
longest
downtime.
cutscene.
I do want to point out that we are $8 away from.
Normally, you would go get
goal.
Ether and Ice Rod here on this segment because it's a little bit faster. But I decided to get them on this segment for the reason of taking all that damage. You got to have as many hearts as you can for this boss fight coming up.
Yo, so who wants to be the one to donate $8 to put us at the 10% mark?
Somebody's got to do it.
We are $8 away from $750, which how long into the marathon are we? We're not that far. That's
The fifth run.
yeah, it's pretty good so far. So keep it up. We want to get those 4 runners to AGDQ.
And if you donate that $8, that will once again get you in that chance to win that a Zelda ALTTP cart.
Myers, another stressful dungeon and low percent, mostly because Vitreous is just terrifying without Tempered Sword. I mean, the dungeon itself isn't too bad, but going fast, doing the fastest strats, it's pretty scary, especially Spike Room.
And there's our one and only use of the Ether Medallion.
No bird toss. I'm disappointed.
Yeah.
So Meyer is kind of. Meyer's an interesting dungeon, but at the same time, it can get a little bit boring. There's a lot of rooms that are just pass-through rooms, but the movement in it is, if you don't know what you're doing, you can lose a lot of time based off of movement. If you don't understand the RNG, you can lose a lot of time based off of RNG. And if you don't know how to fight the boss, you're gonna die.
That was a really fresh Meyer 2, by the way. That was really nice.
Meyer 2 is that second room that we call Meyer 2. By dashing and using the fire rod and using the sword beams at the right time, you can get that quick kill. It is, when I was a new runner, it was one of the most impressive things to watch. So. But
Still an impressive thing to watch. The fast strat's really difficult. The slug there, that was scary. The slug will do 4 hearts of damage. So will the Wizrobes.
Oh wow, yo, who just totally...
Have you got a time for me to sneak this in?
we certainly do.
Okay. We got a $88.88 donation from the
Nice.
Dopefish that says, because round numbers are boring, let's go Mario Party 2. So that put us over the 10%, and that also quite heftily put Mario Party 2 in a lead for that donation war. Mario Party 2 is at $88.88, and Mario Party 3 is at $1.
Oh man, Mario Party 3 fans, where are you at?
So we needed 8. He donated all the 8s.
Yes. Thank you for that, Dopefish. Appreciate that. Let's see here. So just keep those donations coming once again. Dragon Quest is the next incentive. Sorry, go ahead.
All right, so we're moving on through the rest of Meyer.
There was a slight variation in that one room with the little beam ball thing to avoid taking damage.
Oh, that's not good.
Oh,
Yeah, that's
one extra hit in there.
It's not the end of the world, but it's gonna be kind of. It's really close with this health count. Like this,
No drop from the Wizrobe either.
Normally, you only need 4 hearts to get the quick kill on Vitreous, but since the Master Sword does so much less damage to the eyes, you want to go in there with as much health as you can.
Yeah, I actually ran a different key route entirely because it was safe.
Sir? I would ask that you please stop taking damage.
Please no.
Yeah. Why?
You just have 30 arrows.
Yeah, I should be fine, but
So, another thing that you just saw there, Blunt wasted a bomb there to get the fire rod to be his item of choice. It's just a little optimization, because by forcing the fire rod into your item slot, you can use it to hit the crystal switch and save some time on movement. And you don't really have to worry about the magic refill costing you time, because you're going to be low on hearts anyway. So now we spin to win. Give those eyes a good lashing.
Stop, dude! I'm gonna fucking die. I almost died because I laughed.
Blunt fighting through the sick pun.
Blunt has obviously studied his Vitreous fight. That's right, he is a pupil of the game.
Wow. He has to run low percent in a marathon setting and deal with your puns, Scrivo. I don't know how he does it.
I'm sorry, I'll put a lid on it.
It's the worst boss ever because there's just so many pun spawns from it.
A little bit too cornea for you?
Oh my god.
It's gonna come out at some point.
Let me be blunt about that last one.
Okay.
Nice, you got golden in there. That was gold.
I'm sorry, I thought you're BluntBunny and I'm BluntPunny. Right?
Oh.
No?
How do I'm gonna mute the Discord. Give me a second.
Did you just rename yourself?
I think so.
Oh no, now I'm in there.
Oh my god. I did it. I looked over at the Discord for that one.
Can you believe this is the closest we'll get to a Feasel stream in 2017? We just have to do all the puns ourselves. Bring back the fees.
Agreed.
If they say that randomizer killed ALTTP speedrunning, it really just killed Feasel streams.
Yeah. This is CFB.
I personally could go for a good Feasel Final Fantasy 1 stream, but we'll just keep waiting.
Stupid lashing pun, dude.
Wait, did I get renamed in what Discord did I get renamed in?
No, you don't get it.
BluntBunny. Yes, he did. Thank you. Okay.
Oh.
Wow, did you just harpoon a fairy?
Yes, he
That's
did.
heartless. It was just flying about, minding its own business, and you hit it with a hook shot.
It's hard to
What sort of hero are you?
misses the last peg before.
Whoa. Oh, so we talked about how spin speed gives you first frame quick hops.
We also talk about how.
Turns out that this bunny has a little bit too much hop in him.
Can I get some donations in the middle of it?
Be my guest.
Please,
That's the wrong
please,
peg.
please.
We actually have some havoc being wrecked on the donation total here. After the almost perfect 8888, somebody, or Slice and Dice rather, donated just a regular $8 and says just sort of $7.50. Allow me. And then New donated $50 and just says anime. Not sure if you wanted a specific anime to represent with that or just broadly anime. Just let us know in the chat if you want that toward a specific anime or a donation incentive. And then we got $30 from K Doodle. It says, "Hey dudes, I look forward to this marathon every year because of all the love we put into it. Put this towards Mario Party 2. It's further in that lead." So New, if you got an incentive you want to put your 50 towards, just let me know in chat.
All right.
Yeah, this so this dungeon's actually probably the most different out of anything you've seen so far.
Yep. Now, we talked earlier about Dash killing 2 blue guards in Agus Tower to preserve a fairy. If all goes well, that fairy drop is going to be coming up from one of these Pokies in the next few rooms.
Did you see what the drop was at Hammer Jump? I didn't.
I did not, but even if it so the hammer jump drop may have been a heart, which would make the fairy the first drop, or it may have been nothing, which would make the fairy the second drop. Okay, so no drops from that Pokey.
Yeah, the thing is with the fire rod, you only get 1 drop. You don't actually get 2.
One, including the one, and the key takes that drop percentage.
Really nice chain chomps there.
Yeah, I think
Avoiding damage.
I think the fire rod will only give you a chance for 1 drop. I could be wrong though.
Yeah, and in that case, the 1 drop would be the key, so you have a 0% chance of getting a heart or a fairy.
Those Pokies are also really dangerous, the big orange ball things, because your dash through doesn't kill the little bouncy thing that pops off of them, and your spin doesn't kill them either. So you have to kill them with the fire rod, and they're super dangerous to dash through.
So this one, actually, I think they're going to give you. I think they would have a chance for 2 drops: the stray ball and the main body, as opposed to 3 drops that you can normally get from them. I think.
Yeah,
Oh yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Yeah, it's actually 2. You're right.
So I guess we'll see both drops in the double Pokey room.
We hopefully.
Hopefully, yes.
I definitely
So
prefer.
far, I'm pretty sure he could have gotten a drop from either of those and didn't. So that's 2 coin flips lost. But coming up, we got this double Pokey room. Each Pokey can move in 4 directions, so there's 16 patterns to account for. But with a fire rod, he can just... Really?
Wow.
Yeah,
Okay.
it happens. It happens more often in this category that you just don't get what you need.
Yeah,
That's
Really
okay.
need the magic refill. I guess that would help the most right now.
Yeah, the beams help because you don't have to use magic in here.
Yeah.
In this room.
So you're going to use the pegs to get invulnerability and let him walk right through the roller and move on to the rest of the dungeon. So coming up is a platform maze that we just casually kind of float on through. If you move optimally, you're going to take 1 heart of damage right here. And then coming up next is a trick called the laser skip. You're supposed to have the mirror shield at this point to deflect these lasers, but instead, by positioning yourself a pixel or 2 above the laser and timing a dash, you can dash right around the laser's hitbox, get that key, and then get back out without needing the mirror shield.
He's going to do a different strat for Trinex as well, using the hammer. I think it takes the same number of tempered hits, but the hitbox is a little bit smaller, so you won't be able to get 4 on the first cycle. And he'll be able to switch to the fire rod during the before he actually kills the second one, so it'll be able to switch back. Ice rod, fire rod, you'll see it.
And one other thing is that you cannot change items while the boss is dying. So he switched to the fire rod before delivering that final hammer blow, so that he can start moving on to killing the ice head.
That was interesting.
Are we going to play NHL 94? No.
No, thankfully. Except for my boy Joe D'Amelio.
Couple of spins and a couple of hammers.
It's definitely a boss fight where the more difficult strat is actually the better one. I mean, not just because it's faster, but because it's safer. You wouldn't think it'd be safer, but it absolutely is.
Yeah, it's because there's a higher chance that you'll get ice in the low percent fight. So when there's ice, it's really bad, and you have a very tight window to kill the ice head. And as you can see, I was actually surprised because I thought I hit him enough times, but I don't know what it is, but there's some weird thing where I think when you hit him with the fire rod, sometimes it can damage him twice. But it looked like he needed an extra hit there, which is not usually normal. This is the best screen in the game right here, or in this category.
So
Good old
we're
Lionels.
moving on to Ganon's Tower, but meanwhile we have to pass through a few Lionels that will also do 4 hearts of damage, and they are not all that phased by the Master Sword.
Shout out
So you've
Secret
gotta-
Stuff Owen.
Yeah, that's a good clip if you've never seen it.
Yo, we need somebody to drop $81.12 in the donation bucket right now to get to a cool 4 digits. We're gonna get to 1,000 before this run is over. I have faith that we can get to 1,000.
So Ganon's Tower has that pop. Ganon's Tower actually has some different strats than Boomerang.
Yeah, Ganon's Ganon's Tower itself is probably, it's the hardest part of the game to learn. Naturally, it's the end of the game, but it has some of the coolest strats to learn, some of the coolest strats to watch. Coming up, you'll see the Can of Samaria being used in some fun and interesting ways, but it's also the room that it's also the dungeon that is probably just the most difficult to get a good time in. The difference between a top runner and a not top runner, it's the gap is huge.
Bottom runner.
Bottom runner, middle runner.
You just didn't want to say bottom runner. That's
Even
I
a
don't wanna
decent
say
runner.
Tops and bottoms. I don't.
It's definitely a difficult dungeon. They do well. There's a lot going on.
But you're going to see all 3 of the Light World bosses revisited. The first one is coming up. It is Armos on ice. Not much different than the normal Eastern fight, but instead of killing him from the top, you'll just kill him from the bottom. And once again, you're going to put 2 arrows into the last Armos that you want to kill, so that you can get back around to him and kill him before he turns red. Right there. And then coming up... Go ahead.
How many slashes are you doing on Ganon, by the way?
52 spins.
uneven slashes.
Slashes
Alright.
do not damage him.
Oh, right, so spins. So how many people in the chat are going to donate $1 for every successive spin on Ganon? I think that is a good bet to take. And that would get us well into the $1,000 territory there.
Oh, the pressure's on.
By the way, we just saw 2 of the hardest to optimize rooms, the Mimics rooms there.
These looked really easy, but they're not for sure. I promise you. Neither is this strat.
All right, so this cannonball room, if you know what you're doing, you can dash right on through like that.
Cannonball Z, easy every time. Very nice.
Now we're on to the Gauntlet 5, kill every enemy to progress rooms. We got Gauntlet 1 cleared, Gauntlet 2, very clean. Buffer to the fire rod there, but not going to use it. If you get a certain pattern, you can buffer to the fire rod there and use it to take out one of those blue guys if he goes wandering up to the top of the screen, so you don't have to chase him. But then you use it there in Gauntlet 5.
Most of those are the same, except for the horse heads. Take 2 slashes instead of 1.
And now we have the second appearance of Landmola, so we're going to take out with 6 fire rod shots.
One is I didn't miss. I did.
That was a really clean gauntlet, and now we are going to see two of my favorite rooms in the game. These two cane block rooms. Candace Samara is probably the coolest item in the game, as far as all the uses for it in both the NMG and the glitched categories. But this strat here, where you're going to place the cane block on the conveyor belt and use it to clear out the whiz robes.
I like all the glitch uses of it. There are some really neat ones, especially like the key duping.
So as we make our way towards the end of Ganon's Tower, you're going to see the last Light World boss refight. Moldorm 2 is coming up. Slightly easier than Moldorm 1, just because the arena is less conducive to getting knocked off. It feels as if no middle hole certainly helps. And then we will fight Aghanim 2. Electric Boogaloo.
Actually, my least favorite part of Ganon's Tower.
It is kind of annoying to have such an execution-heavy dungeon capped with a complete RNG boss.
Yes.
3 spins instead of 2 for NMG. No big deal.
Streamer, why didn't you hover?
Yeah, it's my favorite question. Still not going to answer it.
All right, on to Aghanim 2. So there's going to be one real Aghanim, 2 clones. You can only damage the real one. The 2 clones always fire reflectable energy shots. The real one can sometimes fire a blue ball. 6. Was that a triple? Did that count as a triple?
I don't think so. No.
I think it was 2.
6 energy shots on the real one to kill him. That first one was a triple.
Yeah, it was. Wow.
Yeah, it must have been because yeah.
That was a really good 3 cycle. So we are on to the Ganon fight. Spin to win.
So Ganon cannot take any damage from a Master Sword Slash. Oh.
Yes. The other thing that you're going to see in the Ganon fight is something called the torch glitch. In the last phase of the Ganon fight, there are 2 torches that go out, but if you can light the left one before the right one goes out, the right one will never go out. So now start counting to 52. That one counted as a double spin.
I'm gonna gamble this. And I'm glad I did.
All right, top right is the best position because you can just stand in the top right and spin away.
Oh. Damn it. That sucks.
Uh-oh.
I'd go for the last spin, but it didn't count as a double. Oh, now we're in trouble.
Another thing that we didn't mention, actually discovered somewhat recently, is that Ice Armos fight dictates the patterns that first set of bats is going to fly away in.
This phase particularly is one that was always annoying to me. Timing your spins so that he doesn't get the fire bats is a lot more tricky than you would expect it to be.
Was that 0 warps?
I think so, yeah.
Of course. Okay, so we're going to get that left torch lit. All right. So from here, it's 24 spins. If you know what you're doing, you can get 3 spins on each lighting of the torch with the fire rod. I think he's gotten every triple so far.
Yeah.
Okay.
No.
Almost a perfect phase 4.
So I think he'll have to switch to Torch, maybe?
Yeah, I do. Definitely do. If you miss one spin, you have to.
Yeah.
Because you get 2 early spins. More.
All right.
What am I looking at as a time? Ooh. It's actually not as bad as I thought.
And that is it.
Nice run. No deaths.
Good job.
Thanks.
GG. And I don't know if anybody else noticed that number off to the left, but we are at $1,166.88. We did it. The 4-digit donation total by the end of ALTTP.
Very good. And that
Thank
last
you,
donation
everybody.
that pulled it through was from Walcanut. He donated $248. See, and he says, I want to hear Rib Killer's sultry, silky, smooth jazz baby voice sing a whole new world. And that is most definitely going to happen now.
Wow.
That donation.
Thank you, Walcanut.
Right. So what's coming up next?
I believe we have Kirby's Adventure on deck.
Yes.
Right. Well,
Before you guys take off here, too, I actually just want to say thank you.
And thanks for helping out with commentary, guys.
Yeah,
Oh.
first of all, thanks to you guys for not only being a good sport about the low percent incentive, but also, I mean, pretty much between the incentive and the donations in your run, I believe that was about half the donation total, maybe a little more than half at this point. So much appreciated.
I can't hear Golden if he's talking.
He just said that between the low percent incentive and donations during the run, that this Link to the Past run is responsible for about half the donation so far. So thank you.
Cool. Thanks. Thanks for letting me run this. This is actually the 3rd time I've ran it for this marathon, so it's pretty cool that you guys let me do it again.
That they let you back after the last one.
Yeah. At least this time, Swamp wasn't that bad.
There's no inebriated
Very
Transformers clip here.
Ineb TFM, where art thou?
All right, we got to get a mod to link that clip, by the way, if we haven't already. Can we get a mod to link that, please?
Will that do it? Nope. Okay.
No, I was trying to see if I can hear Golden. I still can't hear him.
Interesting.
Well, we'll get that clip linked. If I have to go and find it, I can get it to a mod. But yeah, hey, thanks for having us. It's always fun to be here and commentate. It's glad that Link to the Past has helped bring in some money to get these forerunners to AGDQ. Oh, there's the clip that just got deleted by Nightbot.
It's clobbering time.
Nightbot too strong. There
Nightbot's
it is.
just relentless today. Yeah, here we go.
So, but hey, again, Mishrak, thanks for being here with us on commentary.
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks for having me.
Yep. And
Yeah, I appreciate it,
I am Scrivo, and that has been BluntBunny holding it down with the fresh, low percent Link to the Past run. So,
guys. Roll out. I'll be back tomorrow with the DKC3.
Yes.
rolling out.
Lots of rolling that for DKC.
Yeah.
Lots of rolling.
Can we get an update rename on the Mario Party bid?
Sure. I'll do Mega Man A2 since it's a bid war, but Mario Party currently in the lead as Mario Party 2 currently has $118.88. And Mario Party 3 is close second with $1. So the gap isn't too big, but I know you guys can close it up. Mario Party 3 deserves a fight in this. So if anyone's curious or not sure what to put their incentives or donations towards, that is a good thing to put it towards. Mario Party 3 sort of close that gap there. And similarly,